Good evening, everyone. This is the July 11, 2018 meeting of the Auburn Conservation Commission. This meeting is being broadcast live and is also being recorded for later viewing, which can be done at the town website, which is auburnguide.com. Before we begin, I'm required to ask if anyone in the audience, that is you two people, are making a recording of this meeting.
No.
Thank you. Okay, that being the case, the first item on our agenda is a 7 p.m. public hearing. Umar Arastia requested a determination to convert an existing deck into a four-season room on property located at 44 Riverside Drive. Is there a motion to open?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed to vote? Is anyone here? Okay. Are you Ms. Bonner? Okay. Is Umar Arastia here? Apparently not. So we will continue that for the time being.
Okay.
And we can do other things before the next public hearing.
Unless they come late, it's possible they come later. They confuse the time. Not that you know.
Sheila, didn't we do the meeting minutes for July, June 13th?
We did, I'm sorry, I didn't
Okay,
put them
so-
out there.
Let's take up the meeting minutes for our last meeting, which was June 27th.
Okay. And I realized I had forgot to put so I did on the new one I put here. The new one that I just sent, you got that? It should be in the file I just put on the table.
Okay.
Thanks to the double R.
Huh?
Thanks to the double
Yeah,
R.
I fixed it. I did already fix it in the computer, I just didn't want to print them out
Thank you.
again with
You know
the
what?
same paper.
I do have it, I just have to find it.
It was with the agenda,
No, I know.
yeah.
I took it out of
Request
order
to
though.
continue agenda.
Oh, here it is.
That's it.
Okay,
I think that's it.
okay.
Aside from the addition that you put on the minutes, I looked at them and they looked okay to me.
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
So unless anyone has any changes, is there a motion to accept the meeting minutes for June 27th of 2018?
I make a motion that we accept the minutes of the meeting of Wednesday, June 27th, as amended by Patio.
I'll second that.
Okay. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Okay, Allison abstains. Okay, it's a vote.
We have to wait till 7:15.
That's two letters coming, do we?
Are we expecting Mike Scott to come in tonight?
Yes,
Do we know when?
yep.
Would you tell us?
Huh?
Do we know when Mike Scott's going to be coming in?
I think I told him to come in for 7:15 or 7:30.
Okay,
Okay.
very good.
So he's coming in with Rocco Antonelli, who's the developer who called me today.
Very good.
Sheila, you sent out an email today regarding the state legislature was making a decision on open land space or something like that. And that was looking for our support. You forwarded it. I believe.
Yep.
We need to
He
do,
sent it.
excuse me, we need to do an order of conditions for 17 Mill Street.
Yep.
So who wants to be the brave soul to start the process?
Comments.
Why not?
Yes, he's ready. Yeah.
You are getting the job done tonight.
Chop, chop.
Chop, chop.
Here we go. All in.
All in.
Go, Tom.
Through the chair, I'd like to make a motion.
Okay,
Then we issue an order of conditions for the property at 17 Mill Street. A standard order.
Yeah.
And also special conditions number 1, number 2, number 3, number 5,
Right?
number 7. I believe there was riprap on the back of the plan he was putting in. Number 8,
Mhm.
number 9,
Right?
number 11,
Right?
conditions number 13,
How about 12?
12, wetland restoration. Yeah, mitigated conditions. Yeah, number 12 also. 12 and 13.
Okay. All right, I would just, with respect to number 13, I would just amend that to make it semi-annually instead of annually.
Okay, yeah, I concur. That's
All right, so,
Okay. I was very delinquent getting the DEP file number. I did make a copy of it. Probably should have maybe, before we finish this vote, if you just want to skim over that. I didn't really have a chance to look at it.
Okay.
The phones didn't stop ringing today.
it's fine.
And I don't know how it got by me. We've been getting all the trash emails, so it was in between
Okay.
one of those. I didn't see it.
Well, okay, so actually that's, your point's well taken. So in addition to the special order conditions with the amended number 13, I would also incorporate by reference the email. Oh, this is dated April 25th,
Yeah, that's when he filed for the DEP file number.
and we just, okay, and
Yeah.
we just got it.
Yeah, well, I was looking for it and I couldn't find it, so it was back, I
Okay,
put a search up and then that popped up. So then I checked and I realized I hadn't sent that to anybody, so.
all right, well, do we know if this has been responded to by the applicant? Do we know if the applicant received this?
Oh, I imagine so, back in April.
All right, okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. All right, so there's a motion to issue standard order conditions plus special conditions 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13 to be amended semi-annually. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed to vote.
Here's the order. He signed?
through the chair. The notice of intent here was filed on April 5th. It was signed, so obviously it doesn't have the DEP file number, I
Right.
imagine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
It usually comes after. Usually I get it just before the meeting. Which is probably what happened.
Who's this?
Excuse me, are you here for the 7 o'clock public hearing?
Me?
Yeah, I'm sorry. What are you
I'm
here
sorry,
for?
7:10.
7:10.
I am.
Oh, you're on behalf of Ms. Gravoski?
Yes, I'm sorry, he couldn't make it tonight.
Okay.
So just filling in.
Sure. That's fine.
Okay, great.
All right, we'll
Yeah.
get to you momentarily.
Thank you.
I think it was from MAC. They were just looking for us to contact the senators because they added something to the legislation they're voting on. We got an open space.
Yes, you're right. Here it is.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. Free, yeah.
Yeah.
I got it. I obviously didn't get it.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's 11:30 this morning.
so actually, no.
I don't know if you were able to do the whole
All right, I have 7:10. The next item on our agenda is a 7:10 public hearing. EBT Environmental requesting to amend the bylaw order of conditions for property located at 6 Pioneer Lane. Is there a motion to open?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second it.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? It's a vote. Okay. Can you come up and state your name, please?
Absolutely. apologize, first of all, for my appearance. I'm coming right from work.
Okay,
That's fine.
not a problem.
My name is Shelley Heldgren from Quinn Engineering. So we were contracted to do the follow-up
Yes,
to the filling that occurred at 4 Pioneer Lane.
right.
Yeah.
Yes, we are very familiar with the
Okay.
property.
Okay,
And
excellent.
so what I did is I actually pulled the permits that we issued, and what made this project a little unusual is that we actually issued permits under our wetlands bylaw instead of the DEP or
Correct.
the wetlands protection regulations. And in pulling the filing, it does appear that the letter from Quinn Engineering was attached to the permit for 6 Pioneer Lane. When in
Yes.
fact, and this is the letter from Kevin Quinn dated July 13 of 2016.
That's right.
And it's very clear that the letter was really intended for 4 Pioneer Lane, not 6 Pioneer Lane.
Correct.
So, it's my understanding that Mr. Kravosky wants to remove that letter from what has been filed for 6 Pioneer Lane. The only question is how we're going to do that. You know, I mean, I think something has to be recorded at the Registry of Deeds, since this permit was recorded at the Registry of Deeds, just indicating that perhaps an amended permit can be prepared.
Yep, an amended order is exactly what we're looking for, and we
Okay.
do have the intent to record for 6 Pioneer
Right.
in perpetuity that the 628 flood control elevation not be altered on 6 Pioneer.
Right, and you're looking at the letter that Attorney Nguyen prepared, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. I think that's fine. I forwarded that to everyone this afternoon. I think that letter, and I'm speaking now in my capacity as the chairman of the Conservation Commission, not as an attorney.
Mhm.
But I think the letter with that condition satisfies our requirement and Mr. Kravosky's request. So, any questions from the board? Any questions from the audience? Okay. There being none, is there a motion to close?
Make a motion to close the public hearing?
Okay, is there a second?
Second now.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed to vote? All right, thank you very much. We will roll
Thank
on
you.
this tonight.
Thank you very much, all. Is there a sign-in sheet, or do I need to?
No, you're good.
Okay,
No,
thank you.
If you could, though, give Ms. Conroy the spelling of your name.
Absolutely. It's Shelley,
Yes,
S-A-G-L-L-E-Y.
oh, you right,
That's
okay.
Everybody forgets it.
Yeah.
H-U-L-T
Ultimates, okay.
G-R-E-N.
Yeah.
Yep, thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you, Shelley.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, let's see.
Okay.
Okay.
We have 2 minutes.
Yep.
So, what I think we need to do on the permit for 6 Pioneer Lane is we need to do an amended permit that they can record.
Yeah.
And I think
Amended order, right?
it's an amended order.
But
It's
hold
not.
on.
It's not a DEP form. It's the town.
No.
Okay. So we're gonna have to. That's the form that we need to use.
What was that document she had?
What she has is a letter from an attorney by the name of Trang Nguyen,
Yeah,
indicating that she was going to put a condition in the lease. I'm sorry, in the deed, indicating that the level of the property would not exceed 628.
okay, all right.
But what we need to do is we need
Amend
to
this.
amend that to remove the letter from Quinn Engineering from July of 2016.
Mm.
So I think very simply what we can do is we can just maybe type in at the top amended, and then we can put in language just saying that the Quinn letter, or this amendment removes the Quinn letter dated
Okay.
July 13 of 2016. We can work on that a little bit later.
All right, sure.
So, because now it's 7:15.
That's yours.
All right.
Okay.
All right, the next item on our agenda is the 7:15 public hearing. Amy Bonner, request for determination to allow possible future filling of the rear yard on property located at 4 Commonwealth Avenue. Is there a motion to open?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed to vote. Ms. Bonner,
Yes.
come on down.
This is my husband, Jamie, who's
Hi, how are you?
here.
Good. Would you have a seat?
So there's a part two to this, but
There usually is.
yeah. So when I came in and made the application, we put our house on the market. We were getting a lot of questions about the buffer zone,
Okay.
and so I tried to answer that question by coming here tonight. We've since received an offer on the house, but they've asked if they can fence the existing yards. They're not asking about pushing out any.
Okay.
I called the building department. They said you're on the docket for 7:15. So once you get through that, we should be able to answer the
I
question.
think we need to take a look at your property.
Okay.
So in the we're all pretty busy people, and I know a number of us were not available this past weekend. So if it's okay with you, I'm available this Saturday, and I can come and meet you at 9 o'clock or whatever time works for you.
Sure.
And then we can take a quick look, and we should be able to answer that question
Okay.
for you,
That's
if
perfect.
that's agreeable to you.
Yep.
So really, in the time since you filed this request for termination, your situation's changed.
It's changed, but you know, I'm a real estate agent, and I know that just because you get an offer doesn't mean the house is sold.
I understand.
So, and it was made a part of the offer.
Is it contingent?
It's yes. So subject to town of Auburn approving fence installation.
Okay.
This is up to the town, but I would think because that we bought the house new, and when we bought it, the bales of hay were laid in what I believe is the end of the wetland buffer zone.
Right.
Because it's on 6,
Well-
not 4.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just asking to fence in the existing grass area, but the building department wouldn't answer the question until we had this meeting.
Who sold it to you? Do you know who
it
the
was,
developer was?
well, it was an LLC, Voice Development, because we're off of Voice Street. So
Okay.
I'd have to go back through my files and find
When did you buy it?
2005.
Okay, that's a while ago. Okay.
Is there a
So,
site plan?
what's that?
Is there a site plan? Or anything?
Probably is a site plan.
No, it really isn't. It was really just like the assessor's map.
Yeah,
Is that right?
I
Yeah.
don't believe
Was
we
it
ever
a request for
received them.
determination?
That's what I applied for, yeah, a request for a determination.
When Boyce came before us, was it notice of intent or was it a request for determination of applicability? Do we know? Sheila?
From 2005.
Okay.
No, I don't know. I
All right.
don't think I could find the file. It's from 2005.
Yeah. So, in any event, we can come and see you on Saturday,
Absolutely.
9 o'clock?
Yep.
Perfect.
there.
Okay. If you would just, we have a formality where you need to sign a form to continue the public hearing.
Sure.
And we're meeting 2 weeks from tonight, which will be July 25th. So if you're agreeable to continuing the public hearing until the 25th, we'll see you on Saturday and hopefully answer your question.
Sure.
Okay.
What we can also do is I can go online at the Registry of Deeds website and see if there was an order of conditions ever recorded for the
There's
property.
nothing on the deed. There's no restriction on the deed.
It wouldn't be on the deed. It would be a separate order of conditions that would be recorded.
I didn't see anything, but that doesn't mean I didn't miss
Okay.
it.
Just put today's date there.
And what time will that be, Sheila?
I haven't got anything scheduled for next, so do you want to make it for 7 o'clock?
That's fine.
So it'll be 7 o'clock on the 25th.
Okay, and we'll see you this Saturday.
Okay, excellent.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Excuse me, can I say something? I own the land across the street.
Okay.
The wetland.
Sure.
There's a culvert that drains my land onto the wetlands when there's a water, and that's fed by a pond. I'm afraid if they fill anything, it's gonna make the water come back into my land and stay there.
Well, ma'am, I think Ms. Bonner indicated that, that
They're
this
not
is
gonna fill?
this has changed because the prospective buyer just wants to put a fence on the existing property,
Oh,
not
good.
do any fill.
I mean,
Was it-
I hate to stop anything, but I don't want the
Oh, yeah.
water
Yeah,
coming.
that's fine.
It was a general question.
Oh, was it?
Because when I
Just folks
came
were
here, I was getting a lot of buyers asking me, can we develop the yard, can we fill in, plant grass, can we do
Yeah.
anything? So it was a general question when it started, and now it's become
Well,
more
when
of a
the
specific-
builder built the house, I came here, and it was turned down that they couldn't fill the wetland at the time.
Okay. Well, ma'am, that was, I was on the commission, but that was 13 years ago, and I
That was a
don't
long
remember.
time ago.
Sorry. Okay. All right, we'll see you Saturday. Thank you very much.
See you
Thank you.
Saturday. Thank you.
Thanks.
We're done. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm here Saturday.
I'm shocked.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shocked that you'll be here.
I am. Tom's here.
Carol, you're gonna be here too tomorrow, it's gonna be a party.
I might be.
Let's not
I
go.
was last-
Let's not.
I was last
Oh, boy.
Saturday.
Yeah.
right.
Crazy.
Everyone else was
The
missing.
next item on tonight's agenda is a 7:20 public hearing for Tim Morgan, a request for determination for the installation of an in-ground pool, fence, and patio, and removal of trees on property located at 11 Cedar Street in Auburn. Is there a motion open?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Seconded.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed to vote. Carol and I had the pleasure of going to Mr. Morgan's property on Saturday. We met his wife, and we had an opportunity to survey the property. The wetlands that are on the property are well behind the house and also the yard where they want to construct a pool. So in my opinion, it is actually, frankly, outside of our jurisdiction. It's more than 100 feet away from where they're proposing the construction. What do you think?
Yes, I believe it's far off is what you said, and where they wanted to put it, there's a lot of work to be done for them, but it was not, it was out of our jurisdiction, they were well away.
Okay. So in that case, is there a motion?
I make a motion that we, okay, here we go. Give a request for determination of the installation of in-ground pool, patio fence on 11 Cedar Street in Auburn.
Negative.
Negative,
Okay.
sorry.
That's all right.
I'll second that.
Okay. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? It's a vote.
That's good.
Okay.
Excuse me. This is for the, okay, yeah. Oh, Thomas is okay, it's all right.
Okay, everybody's here, I guess. What times I gave anyone, you're kind of just like on a loose agenda. Did I give you a time?
It was right around 7:50, 7:50, so
Yeah, okay, I think I gave you that same time.
We'll be with you, Charlotte. The next
Thank
item on our agenda is a well, you know what? We had a 7:30 public hearing for notice of intent filed by Massive Family LLC. We have received a request to continue this matter to our next public hearing on July 25th. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So shall we set that for 7:15 on 7:25?
Yeah, you want to make that motion?
Yeah. I make a motion that we continue the notice of intent by the Assad Family LLC to 7:25 at 7:15.
I'll second that.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's a vote.
Alright.
Okay, so the next item on our agenda is a discussion for 693 Suffrage Street. I believe someone from McClure Engineering is here, so gentlemen, why don't you come on up, please?
I just need 5 copies of this ortho imagery. Oh, actually, made it 6. Great.
Good evening, my name is Christopher McClure, McClure Engineering, and I'm here with Rob Lemansky, who's the owner of this property. It's on Suffrage Street. It's adjacent to the D'Angelo's. It's the former Taylor rental.
Okay, yeah.
I believe the Cantwells are the former owners of the property. Mr. Lemansky is in the process. He'd like to, has 2 new tenants in these buildings. Like to do some paving, and on the front side of that, he's been in to do some maintenance on the catch basins, clean out the catch basins. If we look at the basin on the western portion of the property closest to D'Angelo's, they had been in there to do the BMP maintenance, and the pipe was clogged up. And there had been some environmental monitoring wells that were installed in this property, and it appears that one of them, during the installation of one of the wells, they crushed the drain pipe. That's the only thing that we can assume here. But the pipe is crushed about halfway down, I guess halfway through the former Taylor rental building, and as such, Mr. Lemansky does want to pave the front end of this lot for the new tenants. We'd like to go in there and do some maintenance, but we want to determine what would be the most appropriate mechanism in order to do that, whether we need to file an RDA or a notice of intent in order to.
I mean, assuming this map is accurate, or
Yes.
drawing is accurate, it appears that the work is taking place well outside the 100-foot wetland buffer zone. Is that correct?
It would be outside the 100.
I, for one, I think I would think an RDA is probably the way to go.
Okay.
I think I'd like some information, though, more detail concerning the scope of work.
Sure.
And
Yep.
your construction schedule and that sort of thing.
Right.
Who else do you need to notify to do this work?
The catch basin is owned by the property. It's not, it's not Mass Highway or anybody else.
All right.
It's not the DPW. So it's a privately owned catch basin, I guess. In
Correct.
And do you have a general idea of what's going to be involved in replacing or repairing those catch basins?
Well, so the one I've shown 2 here, but the one on the eastern side is flowing. That we don't have any restriction.
That
But he
one's
was able
fine.
to clear that one out, and that actually drains to the side of the property. So that one isn't. My drafter identified both of them, but it's really the one on the western side. It drains back into the wetlands.
And the repair would only be to the pipe.
Right.
The catch basin is fine.
Okay.
And I had Helgeson, I think it was last summer, come because I wanted him to jet it and blow it out. And he got to a point, I think it was 83 feet or something like that. And then he hit resistance. And he was afraid that it might, because this is over 50 years ago that it was put in.
Right.
He thought it might be Orangeburg pipe, 8-inch, and his jetter, if it goes through it, he won't get it back. So he was afraid to really kind of put it to the metal. Now, years ago, the D'Angelo's location used to be I think it was a Shell gas station.
Yes, it was.
Okay. And
Yeah, that's right.
yeah,
I
and
recall.
they had some leaky tanks, and they came over onto the adjacent property. They had done monitoring wells there. They had done monitoring wells in between the hardware store and the building. Plus, they have monitoring wells that are actually in the wetland, way in back. And it appears one of them may have gone through the pipe.
Okay.
So, and I know that we've searched, because this property has the catch basin and the pipe that goes all the way back here. Then behind the Taylor rental building at a lower elevation, it has another drain there that goes back to the wetland over here, which both of those are fine. It's this one here that we're having a problem. And with heavy rains like we had last week, we'll have a big pond out in front.
I understand.
So then, it will weep out over time, but it's not good in the colder months, and also it's not good period.
Do you think it's an 8-inch pipe, diameter pipe?
I'm taking a guess.
This one on the other side of the property is 8-inch. So
8-inch corrugated.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Okay. All right. So, I think if you can file an RDA, give us some details, and,
Sure.
Our next meeting is going to be July 25th.
sure.
So if you think you put it together, that would be great.
Okay.
Okay?
Very good.
Very gentlemen.
Okay.
Well, they won't be able to get on that hearing if they're filing an RDA.
I
Are
beg
you
your pardon?
talking about filing an RDA?
Yes.
I don't think they'd have enough time. That has to go in next week.
I'd have to have it.
14 days.
We've now changed it as to Wednesday as a cutoff date for the public hearing notice, and I can't vary from that.
Okay.
So therefore, we can be our first meeting in August.
In August.
Okay. So my deadline would be. Is this still?
I'm surprised we're getting anything done. July has now become worse. July 4th is now worse
July
than Christmas.
25th is
As far as
the
trying to get
deadline
anything done.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
You could also supply some information about any impacted soil that might remain. I'd be interested in that.
The impacted soil.
Just to, what the final stage after they did the cleanup, or
Well, actually, I had to hire the people to do the final cleanup, and I think it was last year we just got full, all set,
Okay.
written
you
off.
have like the last report or something.
Okay, fine,
Yeah,
fine.
Would be helpful.
Thank you.
CMG out of Sturbridge had completed that.
Okay.
So, no.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Sheila, good seeing you. Sorry
too.
about your mom.
Oh, thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah. You're doing okay?
I am. Yeah,
Good seeing you.
you too. Thank you, Chris.
Sure.
Just guess I'm moving on to the
You don't want him in the zone.
That's right.
And we've saved the best for last.
I like that.
I think you're right. I think you're right. You're right.
No, I don't think so. This is 701 Curtis Street,
Yep.
Mr. Scott.
Yes.
I received a text from your colleague, Mr. Bellick. He seems to be having a wonderful time in England.
Yes,
Really?
I'm receiving those too.
That was nice.
How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
I'm sure he's jealous that he's not here.
Oh, I don't think so.
I didn't want to.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for allowing us some time. I'm Mike Scott from now WDA Design Group, and I'm Rocco Antonelli from Packard Farms.
Very good.
And I spoke with Chairman Garland a few weeks back about this particular matter. Rocco had a subdivision approved 3 or 4 years ago. And suffice it to say, I think nothing happened yet, but he's getting ready to build, and planning board informed him he needed to do a little work. One of the things was to resolve some outstanding issues or an outstanding matter with you folks, and that was that there was an application made to the commission years ago, and I don't think, probably with the exception of Mike, there was anybody here.
We walked that site 4 years ago.
I think I was here.
It was 2015.
Oh. We were
That's-
here.
that's-
When
that's-
Rocket,
that's,
really?
you know,
We were here.
it's
I
sad
think
because
I
that's
came
not
here
even
to
that
get
long
you
ago.
in.
No, you were here
No,
when
that's not
Yeah.
that long ago.
Yeah, yeah, I remember there was.
Was there a house on the property?
there is
Yeah,
a house
was a
on the
house.
Out
property.
on Curtis.
Because we walked it back, and I remember there was waterfalls way back off of your property. Is that what I was thinking of, like a river or something, like kind of like a
I
gorge?
would like it if it was a waterfall.
It was a gorge. It was a gorge. I'm mistaken. But I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. Like you wouldn't have known it was even there.
Yes, way,
That was- yeah,
way in the back
I
of the
recall
Out
that.
on
property.
the golf course, probably,
Yeah.
out behind where the golf course is.
No, if you walk straight back through the property.
Way back.
Way
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
It's Curtis.
It's here.
It's back there. Yeah, it's just like a little river of Rima. It's really cool. Like you wouldn't know it's there unless you stumbled upon it like we did.
So, some of you
Way
remember
back,
this,
right?
I apologize.
Yeah.
But when Rocco filed, he filed, I think, imagine what I read was 2 sets of plans. One is, this is just one sheet of the subdivision plan that shows how a road would go in. There's the home, and you're talking about back here somewhere. He also filed this plan, which
I got it.
is the same orientation, and it shows the eventual development of the lots. And this buffer zone on the property is to the lots to the north off of Stone Ridge. On the subdivision plan, there's no work in the buffer zone.
Ridge.
But if the homes were built, eventually there would be work in the buffer zone. So there was an RDA filed, and the commission issued a positive determination, presumably based on looking at that plan. But the determination references that plan, which has no work in the buffer zone.
Right, so we need the substitute plan.
So this is just to demonstrate to the planning board that the building of the road does not require a filing with you folks, because as they understand it right now, he filed a request for determination and it cited those plans as requiring a notice.
Okay.
So the hope was that that was the mix-up, and if that was the case, it was easily resolvable. Then he can move forward with the subdivision. He knows when he goes to build a thing, unless the plan changes, he has to come back here. So
All right, so just so I'm crystal clear on this, this is the plan that should be referenced in our positive determination. correct?
should have been correct, in my opinion. Yes,
Okay.
that's what I'm
And
understanding.
what is the date of that plan?
This was March 4th, 2015.
Okay, and what's the date of that plan?
That is-
December 23rd.
Yeah.
14?
Yeah,
Yeah.
shortly before that.
14?
That's what I have here in the
That's not the
file.
date of the approved plan.
The approved plan was dated, 12/23/14.
Oh, okay.
And that's different than and then this is the plan that was filed and I believe should have been referenced in the positive, or if that had been filed, it would have been a negative.
I mean, there is another way to refer to it too, because it is identified as request for determination of applicability for proposed dwelling locations.
Correct, different plan entirely.
Right,
Yep.
okay. All right, so I think very simply, what we need to do, we issued a positive determination of applicability. So, all right,
So my train of thought was if it referenced this plan or that plan was issued as a negative determination, either way, if that were a negative, the plan that was referenced, then he could go to the planning board and say, I don't have to do anything more.
okay. What's the status of this plan?
This is our conceptual drawing
So
of what,
nothing's been built.
no.
And
No,
when
no,
you,
the subdivision hasn't even
and when
started
you
yet.
do, you're gonna come and see us.
Yes,
That's
well,
okay.
if it, because of those 3 houses in the back there.
All right.
And this was our conceptual drawing of where we would propose to put the buildings.
All right. I think I understand.
I kind of messed everybody up, I think, by
You did.
by submitting this plan.
No, I appreciate it. That's all.
And you submitted that plan at the same time, because I don't even have that.
No, this did not go to the planning board, it only went to
No,
them.
I'm talking conservation. Did you submit that to conservation back in 2015? Because I don't even have it.
No, and
It was listed.
yeah, it was listed in the application.
Okay,
And that's
well,
why
I've
I
got this
presumed,
one.
and this postdates the decision, so that's why I believed it was this plan.
It actually says it right on the
Right,
plan.
it says
Okay,
right,
okay, nice.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yep.
all right.
and it was listed in the documents that were filed.
All right, why don't we do it this way? I think it's cleaner because this is, as you indicated, a conceptual plan. I think it's probably easier, is my opinion, to just amend our prior positive determination of applicability to a negative determination of applicability, making specific reference to the plan of December 23, 2014.
Right, which was what was referenced in the,
Right.
as a positive, so.
All right.
12/23/14.
Correct.
Correct.
Okay.
All right, so is there a motion? Does anyone understand this?
No.
No, as you said.
All right,
We just want to amend make a motion to amend the RDA to change it to
to
a
negative determination.
Determination, yep.
Correct, because the planning board is asking for a full notice,
Okay,
but you know.
Negative determination, okay.
Okay.
Okay, we're good.
But the determination of applicability
With
was the
respect to the
negative.
December 23, 2014 plan.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, so there's a motion, is there a second?
I'll second that.
Okay.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, it's a vote.
Second.
Okay.
All
Should we
right.
burn this now?
We're still not sure, but.
You're not allowed to give advice, though.
It's just that when you come here the next time, make sure you have the right plan.
Yeah, really.
So are you going to file individual
Yes.
notice of intent for each of those
In
lots?
actuality, when we drew this,
Yeah.
these were just our conceptual locations of our design.
Right,
I don't even know if they're gonna land in those places yet, but if in fact they do, then yes, we would come in for each individual lot.
Yeah, it's much easier that way, and then it's cleaner when you sell each one.
Very good.
All right, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. So we'll have to, like, do another, DOA and put an amendment on it. Right?
I think what we'll do is do a negative determination of applicability and then indicate on that it supersedes the
Okay.
prior positive determination of
Alright.
applicability.
Okay.
That'd be great, because you can take that piece of paper to the planning board,
Right.
they'll understand that.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah,
Okay.
They'll still yell
we'll try
at
to
me,
explain
but-
it.
Thanks for trying.
All right, thank you. All right, you're welcome. Thank you.
Night.
Good night.
Oh, it's Mr. Morgan's.
So, Mr. Morgan,
Mr. Morgan.
we already took care of you, sir.
Yeah, you're all done.
It's fine.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Wanted to
That's
come
all right.
in to have any,
You're leaving
to
tomorrow, aren't
question.
you?
I am.
See, I remember that.
I have. I've just been, it's been a whirlwind today. So,
Just to let you know, we did issue a negative determination of applicability, so you don't have to file anything further with us.
No problem.
perfect.
Okay?
Great.
We're all set.
So you don't have to file
Good to go.
anything,
You're
and
good to go.
I'll type that up so you can just put that document in with your
This was in the
board
packet.
papers, so if you have questions, you've got
Wes, there wasn't the
Yeah.
last
Okay.
meeting, right?
No.
So have a nice vacation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay. You're not here anyway, so.
Quick meeting.
Yeah, that was it.
Thanks so much.
You're all set.
Take care.
Enjoy.
Take care.
Good luck.
Yeah. Thank you.
Good night. Alright, so,
Did we decide about White Riverside? What did we do when they did not show?
I don't know.
What do we
I don't know
do?
what happened
Well,
with
they
that.
clearly are not here, and it's 40 minutes later.
Right.
I think maybe
I
you
don't know if they
sent,
thought somebody else was coming in for them, or,
No.
maybe you
I
could
don't
send,
Yeah.
is it Mr. Arestia?
yeah,
Send him a letter saying that he needs to appear at our next meeting.
okay.
Or better yet, he needs to contact you
Yeah.
to arrange, or let us know when he plans to come
Yeah,
in.
okay.
And maybe what we can do is we can go actually take a look on,
I think that would be really necessary.
yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
We can knock on the door.
I think you can probably see pretty much that whole thing
Well,
from
you
the,
can't, well, no, you have to
Those
go down
women.
that, well, no, you really have to go down into its private drive.
really?
As you go around the corner, that's a
Picture of it
different.
looks pretty open.
Opposed to no trespassing?
No, it just says private drive. It said private drive, so
Good luck.
I just went in a little bit, drove in a little bit, and turned around.
We'll have Michelle go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Michelle,
Right.
for Commonwealth, so we
Perfect.
had that already, I just not have. Commonwealth is where up on Point Street.
Did she have a site plan included in that RDA?
She did not, she had
Okay,
a,
she did.
she had a drawing, but then what happened is that she, things changed because she has a potential buyer. And so
It
really she
wasn't
doesn't.
on the actual plan,
Yeah.
she was just.
That's what we're gonna take a look at, Sarah.
I need that dress shirt, right?
I don't know. I mean,
Well, it sounds like they're not on their property.
I mean,
It's not trash.
to be honest with you, that's why I asked her if there was an order of conditions, and she didn't know. I mean, if she bought the property in 2005, I'm sure whatever
Yeah,
flagging
that's- yeah.
is gone.
Wow. So how do we look at that?
We take a look and we see if there's any indication for wetland plants. I mean, right now, the question is whether or not the prospective buyer can fence what's already there. There's no fill involved. It's just a question of putting up a fence, and so I think we can
That's all
probably
there is?
eyeball
Okay.
it.
That's the
all
only
we
Done
question.
by
That's all.
hand, generally.
Okay, that's the only question.
That's the only question at this
Okay.
point.
Thank you.
Now, if the sale, and she's right. I mean, just because there's an offer to purchase doesn't mean it's going to go to, it's
You
going to
can
close.
specify you can only put in a fence and that's it.
We can say that we can take a look, and if that's all they're proposing, then I mean, realistically, it's a good point. If the work that was requested is now moot because they're going to sell it, then she can withdraw her request for determination.
Yes, she could.
So are we going to sign a negative determination of applicability
For
for
Morgan, how do we do
for
that?
Packagug Farms?
Oh,
We've
Yeah, we
talked
gotta do
about
that.
that.
where could you go?
You need to change it.
For Mike Scott.
Oh, okay. All right, so, but,
Well, we need to.
oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh. Okay, Chuck.
So we need another determination of
Off of Curtis Street,
applicability,
there we go.
and this is for 71 Curtis.
Correct.
So toward the end of that, and that just the south over.
And I
The road
think what
goes,
we
yeah,
need to do,
yeah.
Sheila, is we need to,
Okay, so that's an amendment.
well, it's
All
gonna,
right, you
it's
won't be able to
actually,
read this one.
it's gonna supersede the prior positive determination of applicability. That,
So it's not an amendment, it's just a
it's not an
superseding
amendment,
order?
it's a superseding order of, or superseding determination of applicability.
Here we go. Excuse me.
If you want, I can send you the language,
Yeah,
you
that
know.
would be nice.
Nicely
Yeah. I just have to
Yes,
type it.
please.
Okay.
Because as a positive determination, it's not recorded,
Yeah,
so that's how we'll deal with it.
okay.
And then for Pioneer Lane, I mean, that is our form,
Thank you. Yes,
you know,
and,
and it was recorded.
yeah,
Permit for the
So
town,
maybe you can
town
email me a
bylaw.
blank
Never
form
seen
and I
one.
can-
This is the first time I've ever seen one. We
It
don't send
doesn't
you
have to be
one,
very
it's just
complicated. The only
issued
thing that needs
to
to
the town for the
happen
bylaw.
is for
Say
the
what?
Quinn layer to come out.
Permit
But there has to be a reference
What
made
they do.
that
For whatever they're
it's
going
basically
to
an
do.
amended permit
Permit from the town, never seen one.
and making reference to removal of the Quinn engineering letter.
so should I like type up a whole new one here and just put amended
Well,
permit?
is that form available as a
I don't know.
fillable form, a PDF?
I can make it available for you.
I'm not quite sure, I think Glenn got this all together here.
Could you
Yeah, but it's our form.
I don't know how he got the seal in it.
Could someone clarify what that is?
I've never seen that form before.
Tom says he's never seen it, and I
It's a,
need,
yeah,
I would
it's a
appreciate it.
It's just
permit.
recorded with the.
Yeah, it's like a,
All right, given the unique characteristics of this property, he filed under, not under the wetlands protection regulations under DEP or the state, he filed under our bylaw. And so that permit is pursuant to our bylaw. I believe it's the only one we've ever done.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes
And
sense.
so, but I think
Oh,
that
that's
form
fine.
is our form, Sheila.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Do you think Matt did something with it?
Well, I'll see if I can find anything like that.
I
Okay.
can make it a fillable form for you if you know.
Yeah? All right. So I'll keep this, Michael, and
Yeah,
scan it and send it.
that'd be fine. And I also, Carolyn and I also went down to 34 Mill Street. And what we did notice is that the materials or items that were by the bank have been moved from the bank. There are other issues with respect to other vehicles and other equipment there. But I don't know that frankly it's an issue for the Concom. It may be an issue for the Board of Health.
Well, I was,
Right.
there's that too, but on that, so when you're standing, so did you go down by the tile place?
Yeah.
Whitboro,
Yes, we did.
right,
Yes,
okay.
yeah.
When you're looking across,
Mhm.
and that's why I need better shoes, because I need to go down there. You know where all the wood stacked?
Yes.
Is there a wetland right behind there? Because
Yes.
it looks like there's a wetland
Yes,
right
it is.
behind
That's
there.
what my
There's a river
guess.
there. There's a river.
There
So
is.
if there's wood stacked there, shouldn't that wood be removed?
I didn't see wood stacked there.
I didn't
There's
see it.
logs.
Not
Yeah, he
where.
had wood there.
There
Yeah,
was
there's
some.
logs stacked right there.
Like you took pictures and everything.
I did, and I
Anything
bring my
on
camera
there?
with me
No, that's
today,
okay.
so I'll send pictures
So
to
if you're
everyone.
standing right there, right in front, there's a whole bunch, there's a whole tree
Right in
stacked
front of
right in
where?
front.
Right,
of
right in
where
front
that,
of, from that back.
right?
Yeah, yeah, there was all wood there.
Yeah. So, yeah.
That's
So the boat's moved, but like right. So if you're standing on this bank, it would be like right there. It would be like right there. There's a bunch of logs.
When were those pictures taken? Was
Well, this is
it a long time ago?
No. I just went there. I just went and looked at it. So he cleared out this whole back spot, which is all pretty now.
Right.
Moved everything like over, but like right here, there's like a whole tree on that bank. And I was gonna go down there, but like I said, I didn't have the right
shoes.
footwear.
So I'll tell you what, since we're going to be out on Saturday and
Yeah,
you're going
might
to
as
be with
well do
us,
that.
I'll wear the right
Wear the
footwear.
right shoes,
Right.
Yeah,
and we'll take
Yeah.
another look.
The ones you keep in
Because-
your vehicle, remember?
yeah, I keep better footwear usually, but I had my new car, so I didn't have
Oh, there you
the
go. Oh,
footwear.
okay.
What are they trying to do there? I'm sorry. I don't know.
What happened is that he had a whole bunch of debris on the bank. Someone complained about it. We sent him a letter. He cleared out most of the material, but maybe not all of it. So we need to take another look.
The ice cream trucks are on, correct?
Was that?
All the ice cream trucks, all
Yeah,
that
they-
stuff.
they're
they're
there.
pulled back
They're
and
there.
over, but I mean,
Well, again,
they're
It
moved.
it may not no longer be an issue for the conservation
Right.
commission. It may be an
Right.
issue for the board of health.
I agree with you there,
That's what
but
we're
like I
thinking,
said,
absolutely, yeah.
but I mean, those logs are definitely, like I said, they were like directly right in front, like,
In front across from the vehicles.
yes.
And then finally, have we heard from Mr. Goodman?
No,
Okay.
I was thinking
So,
of that today and I was
The
gonna.
deadline is our next meeting, so
Mr. Goodman,
think about what you want to do.
What's going on there?
Well, we'll find out.
Yeah,
We'll
really.
find out. If you would, Jen, if you could just send Mr. What do we do? Is there a motion to send Mr. Arastia a letter
I
to
make a,
contact Sheila?
I make a motion that we send a letter to Mr. Arastia, to Sheila, asking when he will appear for his, if and when he will be appearing for a request for determination for his property at 44 Riverside Drive.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second that.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed to vote. Does anyone have anything else?
There was something else.
We got a report from Goddard for 31 Sword Street. It looks like the wetland restoration is proceeding pretty nicely. So we can also take a look at that if we have the time. All right, so we have a few sidewalks on Saturday.
123 Commonwealth, Riverside and Mill Street. Saturday, is that what you have? Okay.
Are there any other active open orders and conditions that we should visit?
I think I can do that. I don't know, I haven't even looked at that list or
We
anything.
have to put together a list, or I think you gave us a list, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
Try to like prioritize them somehow.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Will a reminder be
Yeah.
sent through, or we got it right now?
We've had,
Those are site
one of the
visits.
girls has
Yeah.
been out sick and it has
Yeah.
been
I'm
absolutely
fine.
We just like
crazy.
keep a list here with us.
Yeah.
At 8 a.m.?
Was
Yeah.
that just a
Yes,
printed
8
list, or
a.m.
was that in
Okay.
Excel?
Yes, if you're
Is that
interested
like something-
in breakfast.
Okay.
Is that just a
I think I can
printed
do
list?
that.
Okay.
Yeah. They can be out of my house. Now, we're painting and wallpapering.
Okay.
Okay,
If
so I
there's-
guess we've done it. So
We're
the
good.
site visits you're going to be doing are,
We're gonna go by Riverside Drive,
Commonwealth, 44
Commonwealth,
Riverside.
and then 34 Mill Street.
Yeah.
okay,
8 o'clock at Heritage.
8 o'clock.
This is a reminder right now.
They have not. No, I haven't heard
Can you get
anything.
your omelet?
so,
Of
Get
course,
your
I'm gonna
omelet?
get my steak usually.
Mike broke tradition. He didn't get his
so you're
omelet.
gonna go
He
to
did.
34 Mill Street.
Thanks,
Where else
Bennett
was
did.
I
there?
did. It was delicious.
He broke his
Yeah.
tradition of omelets. I
Do
know,
they have
because you
Swiss
weren't
cheese
here.
though? That's the important question.
No.
Touche.
Swiss
No.
cheese.
Do you have any questions, Sheila?
No,
Because you
so
weren't
4
there, you went to
Commonwealth,
Benedict.
34 Mill, and where else are you going?
Riverside Drive.
They're expensive, Ross.
Riverside, okay.
I've gotten
They
them
were
before,
wonderful.
Way back.
Okay.
Okay.
If no one has anything else, is there a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion, we adjourn this meeting?
I'll second that.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed to vote. All right, everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you.